The marble floor is cold beneath Emily's feet. She stands in the center of the Grand Meridian Hotel lobby, wearing a bare onesie 2 sizes too large. The fabric bunches at her ankles. The hood keeps slipping over her eyes. The plush paws dangle uselessly from her wrists. Around her, crystal chandeliers cast golden light across polished surfaces. A massive Christmas tree towers near the revolving doors, ornaments glittering like promises. Champagne glasses clink. Designer heels click against stone. Laughter echoes off vaulted ceilings. Everyone here belongs. Except her. "It'll make the kids laugh," Daniel said an hour ago, holding up the costume with that charming smile that always made her doubt herself. "Trust me, Em. You'll be adorable." She trusted him. She always does. Emily adjusts the hood again, scanning the crowd for her husband. He disappeared 20 minutes ago, claiming he needed to greet business associates. Important people. The kind who matter. Movement catches her eye. The grand staircase. Her breath stops. Daniel stands on the landing, halfway up the sweeping marble steps. His black suit fits perfectly, tailored to emphasize his shoulders, his confidence, his success. The kind of suit that announces importance without words. He's carrying a woman in his arms. She wears red. Not just any red. The kind of red that demands attention. Crimson silk clings to her body, dramatic and deliberate. Her arms loop around Daniel's neck with practiced ease. Her head tilts back as she laughs, blonde hair cascading over his shoulder. They're not hiding. Emily's hands find the plush paws of her costume. Her fingers dig into synthetic fur until her knuckles ache. The woman in red shifts slightly. Her gaze sweeps across the lobby, casual, confident, until it lands on Emily. Their eyes meet. The woman smiles. Not with malice. Not with apology. With victory. Emily feels something crack inside her chest. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a quiet, fundamental breaking, like ice giving way beneath weight it was never meant to hold. Daniel adjusts his grip on the woman. His hand slides lower on her waist. Intimate. Familiar. Possessive. He still hasn't looked down. Hasn't seen her. Doesn't know she's watching. Emily waits. Hope clawing up her throat like something desperate and dying. Maybe he'll glance her way. Maybe he'll notice the bare costume in the crowd. Maybe. "Mommy?" The word cuts through champagne laughter and orchestral music. Emily looks down. 3 faces stare up at her. Identical. Innocent. Her children bundled in winter coats that make them look smaller than they are. Sophia clutches a stuffed reindeer. Mason's shoelace is untied. Lily's hat sits crooked on her head. They're 4 years old. They trust her completely. "Mommy, why are you crying?" Sophia whispers. Emily didn't realize she was. She wipes her face quickly, the plush paw awkward and ineffective. Her vision blurs. The chandeliers multiply into golden stars. The Christmas tree becomes a smear of green and red. She forces herself to look up one more time. Daniel is laughing now. The woman in red says something close to his ear. He nods, grinning, and carries her higher up the staircase. Away from the lobby. Toward privacy. Toward a room. Emily's jaw tightens. She doesn't scream. Doesn't run toward the staircase. Doesn't make a scene. Instead, she crouches down, pulling her children close. Their small bodies press against the ridiculous bare costume. She smells their shampoo, lavender and honey. Feels their warmth. Counts their heartbeats against her chest. 1, 2, 3. "We're going home," she whispers. "But Daddy said we're staying for dinner," Mason protests. Emily stands, taking their hands. Her grip is firm. Steady. Change of plans. She walks toward the revolving doors, children trailing behind her. Each step feels mechanical. Automatic. Her body moves while her mind fractures into sharp, cutting pieces. Behind her, someone calls Daniel's name. She doesn't turn. The revolving door swallows them, mother and children, spitting them out into December cold. Wind bites through the thin bare costume. Snow has started falling, soft and silent. Emily keeps walking. Inside the lobby, Daniel finally looks down from the landing. His smile falters. "Is that?" He sets the woman in red down abruptly, nearly dropping her. "Emily?" His voice echoes across marble and chandeliers and expensive holiday cheer. But the revolving doors have already closed. And Emily Carter is gone. If you've ever worn a smile while your heart shattered, keep reading. Because Emily's story doesn't end here. It transforms. And Daniel? He has no idea what he just lost. Daniel arrives home at 2 a.m. The penthouse is dark. No lights left on. No television murmuring in the background. No small shoes scattered across the entryway. He flips the switch. Light floods the open concept space. All glass and steel and carefully curated minimalism. Everything looks the same. The leather sofa. The abstract art. The view of the city skyline through floor-to-ceiling windows. His voice sounds too loud in the silence. Emily? Nothing. He walks through the living room, footsteps echoing on hardwood. The kitchen is spotless. No dinner plates in the sink. No children's drawings magnet to the refrigerator. His chest tightens. Sophia? Mason? Lily? He moves faster now, checking bedrooms. The master bedroom, empty. Closet doors open. Clothes still hanging, but gaps where Emily's favorite pieces used to be. Her side of the bathroom counter cleared. Toothbrush gone. The children's room, stripped. Beds made with hospital corners. Toys vanished. The glow-in-the-dark stars still stuck to the ceiling, but everything beneath them erased. Daniel pulls out his phone. Emily, 47 missed calls. He dials again. The number you have reached is no longer in service. His hand shakes as he opens her social media. Her Instagram account displays an error message. Facebook profile deleted. Even her LinkedIn, gone. He tries calling her parents. Don't contact this number again, her father says, voice cold as winter concrete. Then, dial tone. Daniel sinks onto the leather sofa, phone still pressed to his ear, listening to silence. She's never done this before. In 9 years of marriage, Emily has never left. Not during arguments. Not when he forgot anniversaries. Not when he came home late, or didn't come home at all. She always waited. Always forgave. Always believed him when he said things would change. His phone buzzes. Text message. Unknown number. We need to talk. Vanessa. The woman in red. Daniel stares at the message. His thumb hovers over the keyboard. In the hotel lobby, carrying her up those stairs felt powerful. Exhilarating. Like reclaiming youth and freedom and choice. Now it feels like holding a bomb with the pin already pulled. He doesn't reply. Instead, he walks to the window looking out at the city. Somewhere out there, Emily exists. Breathing. Thinking. Planning. She took nothing but clothes and children. Left no note. Made no demands. That's what scares him most. Emily always made it easy to apologize. Easy to fix. Easy to forget. This silence feels different. His phone buzzes again. Daniel, I deserve clarity. Call me. He turns the phone face down on the glass coffee table. The penthouse has never felt this empty. Daniel tells himself she'll come back. She always does. But for the first time in 9 years, he's not sure he believes. Daniel discovers Emily has closed their joint bank accounts. Emily sits on a twin bed in a budget motel 40 miles outside the city. The room smells like industrial cleaner and old carpet. The walls are beige. The television doesn't work. The bathroom light flickers when she turns it on. It's perfect, because Daniel would never look for her here. Her children sleep in the adjacent bed, still wearing their coats, pressed together like puppies seeking warmth. Sophia's reindeer stuffed animal has fallen to the floor. Mason snores softly. Lily's hand rests on her brother's shoulder. Emily watches them breathe. 1, 2, 3. Her hand moves to her stomach. Still flat. Still hiding the truth. She's known for 6 weeks. 6 weeks of secret doctor's appointments scheduled during Daniel's business trips. 6 weeks of morning sickness disguised as stomach flu. 6 weeks of carrying a truth that kept growing heavier. 3 more. The ultrasound images are in her purse, folded and hidden inside her wallet. Black and white proof of 3 tiny hearts beating in impossible synchronization. Triplets. Emily had laughed when the technician first said it. Laughed until tears came, until the technician looked concerned and offered tissues. Triplets run in families, the woman said gently. Did you know that? Emily did know. Her grandmother. Her mother. Now her. She pulls out her phone, a burner purchased yesterday with cash. Opens the email she's read 17 times. From Alexander Reed, subject. Regarding your inquiry. Miss Carter. I received your message through my foundation's assistance program. I understand you need legal representation, financial planning, and privacy protection. I can help. My office is discreet. My resources are considerable. And unlike other consultations, this one comes with no strings attached. If you're serious about rebuilding your life on your own terms, call the number below. There. She had sent that inquiry 3 weeks ago, before the hotel lobby, before the bear costume, before everything shattered publicly. Back when she still believed she could handle this quietly. Back when she thought Daniel might change if she just found the right words. Emily looks at her children again. Sophia whimpers in her sleep. Emily moves to the bed, adjusting the blanket around all three of them, tucking edges tight. Her hand lingers on Sophia's hair. These children deserve a mother who fights, not one who waits for permission to exist. Emily returns to her own bed, opens a new text message, types the number from Alexander Reed's email. I need help. You see. She hits send before she can second guess. 3 minutes pass. Her phone buzzes. Tomorrow. 10 a.m. Address below. Come alone. There. Emily reads the address twice. Memorizes it. Deletes the message. She lies back on the thin motel pillow, staring at water stains on the ceiling. Somewhere in the city, Daniel is probably calling her parents. Her friends. Maybe even filing a missing persons report. Let him. Emily's hand returns to her stomach. 4 heartbeats now. 4 reasons to disappear completely. 4 reasons to become someone Daniel can never control again. Outside, snow continues falling. And Emily Carter begins planning her resurrection. A powerful CEO, Alexander Reed, enters her life. Alexander Reed's office doesn't look like an office. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line 3 walls, leather-bound volumes organized by color, not title. A single desk sits near the window, minimalist and uncluttered. 2 chairs face each other across a low table where a pot of tea steams, untouched. No computer visible. No phone. No assistants hovering. Just silence and the faint scent of bergamot. Emily stands in the doorway, children pressed against her legs. She dressed them carefully this morning, clean clothes, brushed hair, tied shoes. Armor disguised as normalcy. Miss Carter. Alexander stands from one of the chairs. He's younger than she expected. Mid-30s maybe. Dark hair, gray at the temples. Expensive suit worn with the ease of someone who forgot it cost money. His eyes are what catch her. Not cold. Not warm. Observant. Like he sees everything and judges nothing. Thank you for seeing me, Emily says. Her voice sounds steadier than she feels. Alexander's gaze drops to the children. And these are my kids. I don't have anyone to watch them. I didn't ask you to apologize. Alexander gestures to a corner of the office where toys are already arranged. Educational ones. Wooden blocks. Art supplies. They're welcome here. Sophia, Mason, and Lily exchange glances. Emily nods permission. They move tentatively toward the toys, still wary, still remembering the hotel lobby. Alexander waits until they're settled before speaking again. Sit. It's not a command. Just a statement of fact. Emily sits. Her hands fold in her lap, then unfold, then fold again. I read your case, Alexander says, pouring tea into 2 cups without asking if she wants any. You need 3 things. Legal protection from your husband. Financial independence. And privacy while you rebuild. Yes. I can provide all 3. He slides a folder across the table. But first, I need you to understand something. Emily opens the folder. Her breath catches. Photographs. Documents. Financial records. All of Daniel. His affairs, not just 1 but 5 over the past 3 years. Bank transfers to various women. Hotel receipts. Text messages. A private investigator's report that reads like a betrayal catalog. How did you? Emily's voice breaks. I know who your husband is, Alexander says quietly. Daniel Carter. Hedge fund manager. $12 million portfolio. Very good at hiding money and very bad at covering his tracks. Emily stares at the documents. You investigated him. Before I contacted you. Yes. Why? Alexander leans back, teacup balanced on his knee. 2 years ago, Daniel's fund acquired a controlling stake in my sister's company. He stripped its assets, fired half the staff, and walked away with millions. My sister lost everything. The room feels smaller suddenly. You want revenge, Emily whispers. No. Alexander's voice is flat. Certain. I want justice. There's a difference. He sets down his tea. Stands. Walks to the window overlooking the city. I can help you, Emily. But I need you to understand that I'm not a white knight. I'm not doing this out of altruism. I'm doing this because Daniel Carter destroys things and eventually men like that need to be stopped. Emily looks at her children. They're building something with blocks. A tower, careful and deliberate. She thinks about the bear costume. The red dress. The staircase. What do you want from me? She asks. Alexander turns. Permission to protect you while you become strong enough to protect yourself. That's all? That's everything. Emily closes the folder. Her hands no longer shake. When do we start? Alexander almost smiles. We already have. Emily discovers Alexander already knows who Daniel is. Emily agrees to accept help on her own terms. 3 months later. The private hospital room overlooks the Pacific. Emily lies in the bed, exhausted and euphoric, holding 3 impossibly small humans against her chest. They're wrapped in identical blankets, blue, green, yellow, so she can tell them apart. The boy is blue. Strong lungs. Born first. The middle girl is green. Quiet. Observant. The youngest girl is yellow. Small but fierce. 7 pounds total, the nurse had announced, impressed. Healthy triplets. You did beautifully. Emily hadn't told Daniel. Hadn't sent announcements. Hadn't posted photos. She simply disappeared into Alexander's protection network. A private medical team, a secure residence, a new life built from silence and intention. Her body has changed. Not just from pregnancy. From purpose. The softness Daniel used to criticize is gone. Replaced by muscle earned through physical therapy, nutrition plans, and the determination of someone who refuses to be weak again. Her hair is different too. Shorter. Darker. Styled with intention rather than apology. Even her posture has shifted. Shoulders back. Chin level. Eyes forward. Alexander appears in the doorway holding coffee. He doesn't knock. After 3 months, formality seems pointless. They're perfect, he says, voice low so he doesn't wake the sleeping newborns. They are. Emily adjusts the yellow blanket. Did you handle the paperwork? Birth certificates list you as the sole parent. No father's name. Completely legal. Emily nods. She made that decision in her 7th month. Daniel doesn't deserve access to these children. Not until he proves he's changed. Maybe not even then. Alexander sits in the chair beside her bed. He looks tired. He's been managing her legal case, her finances, her security, all while running his own companies. You should rest, Emily says. I will. After you tell me what you're thinking. Emily is silent for a moment, studying her children. 3 faces that look like her and nothing like Daniel. 3 futures she gets to shape without interference. I'm thinking about the hotel lobby, she says finally. About the bear costume. About how small I felt. And now I feel dangerous. Alexander's expression doesn't change, but something shifts in his eyes. Approval maybe. Or recognition. Good, he says. Because Daniel has been asking questions. Emily's grip tightens on the yellow blanket. What kind of questions? About you. About where you went. He's hired investigators. Contacted your old friends. Even tried to access your medical records. Can he find me? Not unless I let him. Emily meets his gaze. What if I want him to? Alexander leans forward, elbows on his knees. Are you sure? No. Emily looks down at her children. But he should know they exist. Eventually. When I'm ready. When we're ready. And when will that be? Emily thinks about the past 3 months. About the apartment Alexander provided, spacious, sunlit, safe. About the education fund he established. About the lawyers who finalized her divorce in record time, securing full custody of Sophia, Mason, and Lily. About the business courses she's been taking online. The management skills. The financial literacy. The confidence that comes from understanding money instead of fearing it. Soon, she says. I want him to see what he lost. But more than that, I want him to see what I became. Her phone buzzes on the side table. A text from a number she doesn't recognize. Heard rumors about a woman with triplets boarding a private jet to California. Care to comment? Daniel. Emily shows Alexander the message. He raises an eyebrow. Faster than expected. Should I respond? Do you want to? Emily stares at Daniel's message. Then she deletes it without replying. Not yet, she says. Let him wonder. Outside the hospital window, sun sets over the Pacific, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson. Emily closes her eyes and begins planning her return. Daniel sees a blurred photo of Emily boarding a private jet. Daniel realizes Emily is no longer powerless. 6 months after the hospital, Daniel's office has become a war room. Papers cover every surface, bank statements, phone records, flight manifests. A corkboard on the wall displays a timeline he's constructed obsessively. Red string connects photographs, dates, locations. All leading nowhere. Emily has vanished so completely she might as well be dead. Except Daniel knows she's not. Because twice now people have mentioned her. Whispers in country club bathrooms. Rumors at charity galas. A woman with triplets. A woman who travels by private jet. A woman backed by serious money. His phone rings. Vanessa. He doesn't answer. She's called 43 times this week. Demanding commitment. Demanding explanations. Demanding the relationship he promised when he carried her up those hotel stairs. Daniel barely remembers her face now. All he sees is Emily in that bear costume, walking away through revolving doors. His secretary knocks. Mr. Carter? This just arrived by courier. She hands him a cream envelope. Heavy cardstock. Embossed lettering. Daniel's hands shake as he opens it. Formal wedding invitation. Gold foil. Elegant script. You are cordially invited to witness the marriage of Emily Jane Carter and Alexander James Reed. The paper slips from his fingers. Alexander Reed. The Alexander Reed. Tech billionaire. Self-made by 30. Fortune estimated at $3 billion. Known for hostile takeovers and corporate warfare. Daniel has never met him personally. But he knows the name. Everyone knows the name. His vision blurs. The office tilts sideways. He grips the desk to stay upright. Emily is marrying Alexander Reed. Emily, his wife who couldn't balance a checkbook, is marrying one of the most powerful men in the country. It's impossible. Except the invitation is real. Solid. Undeniable. Daniel reads the date. 2 weeks from today. Location, private coastal estate. Northern California. His phone buzzes. Text from Vanessa. If you don't call me back, we're finished. He deletes it without reading the full message. Then he opens his contacts. Scrolls to Emily's old number even though he knows it's disconnected. Stares at her name on the screen. 9 years of marriage. 3 children together. For, if you count the original 3, Sophia, Mason, Lily, he hasn't seen them in 6 months. Hasn't heard their voices. Doesn't know if they ask about him. The invitation includes a handwritten note on the back. Daniel. You're invited because our children asked if their father would attend. I said the choice is yours. Emily. Our children. Not your children. Our. Daniel's chest constricts. He reads the note 7 times, analyzing every word, every curve of her handwriting. It's different. Confident. The letters don't slant apologetically anymore. Even her signature has changed. He picks up his phone. Dials his travel agent. I need a flight to San Francisco, he says. 2 weeks from today. First class. Certainly, Mr. Carter. Is this for business or personal? He hangs up. The invitation sits on his desk, cream and gold and final. Daniel stares at it until the words blur together. Emily is marrying someone else. And somehow, impossibly, he's expected to watch. Daniel receives a wedding invitation. The bride's name is Emily Carter. The groom is Alexander Reed. The coastal estate makes the hotel lobby look modest. White marble terraces cascade toward cliffs. The Pacific crashes 200 feet below, sending spray into salt-thick air. A garden path winds through roses and lavender, leading to an altar positioned at the cliff's edge. 300 guests fill white chairs arranged in perfect rows. Daniel sits in the back. He wore his best suit. Got a haircut. Shaved twice. As if appearance might somehow change reality. The string quartet begins playing. Everyone stands. Daniel's heart stops. Emily appears at the far end of the garden path. She's unrecognizable. Not because of the dress, though the white silk is stunning, simple and elegant, nothing like the elaborate gown she wore at their wedding. But because of her. The woman walking down that path moves like gravity rearranged itself around her. Shoulders back. Head high. Each step deliberate and unhurried. No timid smile. No careful glances seeking approval. Just certainty. And she's not alone. 3 children walk beside her. 2 girls and a boy, maybe 6 months old, held by assistants who walk in careful formation. The babies wear tiny formal outfits. The boy in a miniature suit, the girls in matching dresses. Daniel's vision narrows to pinpoints. Triplets. Emily was pregnant. That night in the hotel lobby. She was pregnant. And he never knew. His legs buckle. He grabs the chair in front of him, knuckles white against painted wood. Sophia, Mason, and Lily, his original 3 children, walk ahead of Emily. They're older now. 5 years old. Dressed beautifully. Confident. They don't look at him. Don't search the crowd for their father. They walk like Emily walks now. Certain. Grounded. Well, Alexander Reed waits at the altar. He's exactly as photographs suggested. Tall. Composed. Expensive suit worn with indifference. But his expression when Emily reaches him, Something shifts, softens. Not possession. Partnership. The officiant begins speaking. Daniel doesn't hear words. Just ocean waves and his own pulse hammering in his ears. He watches Emily's face. She's smiling. Not the smile she gave him, careful, placating, designed to keep peace. The smile is real. The ceremony moves forward. Vows exchanged. Rings presented. You may kiss the bride. Alexander leans in. The kiss is brief, respectful. When they separate, Emily turns to face the guests. Her eyes scan the crowd. Find Daniel. Hold. No anger in her expression. No triumph. No vindication. Just acknowledgement. I see you. And you no longer matter. Applause erupts. The quartet plays something joyful. Emily and Alexander walk back down the aisle, children following, guests showering them with rose petals. Daniel remains frozen in his chair. People flow around him, heading toward the reception tent. Laughter and congratulations fill the air. He can't move. Can't breathe. Can't reconcile the woman he just saw with the woman he married 9 years ago. Excuse me. Daniel looks up. A server stands beside him, holding a tray with a single champagne glass and a folded note. From the bride, the server says. Daniel takes the note. The server disappears. He unfolds it with shaking hands. Daniel, thank you for coming. The children were happy to see you in the crowd, even if they didn't show it. If you want to meet your youngest 3, find me at the reception. But Daniel, if you come, it's on my terms. Not yours. Emily, his youngest 3. The triplets. His children. Children he never knew existed until 20 minutes ago. Daniel stands. His legs feel disconnected from his body. The reception tent glows in the distance, white fabric billowing in ocean wind. Music and laughter drift toward him. He starts walking. Each step feels like drowning. But he doesn't stop. Because for the first time in 6 months, Emily has given him permission to exist in her world. And Daniel Carter, who once carried another woman up a hotel staircase while his pregnant wife watched, will take whatever pieces of that world she allows him to see, even if it destroys him. Daniel attempts to approach Emily. Emily stops and finally faces him. The reception tent is architecture disguised as celebration. Crystal chandeliers hang from white fabric ceiling. Tables arranged in perfect symmetry, each centerpiece a sculpture of white orchids and silver branches. A live band plays jazz. Waiters circulate with champagne and hors d'oeuvres that probably cost more than Daniel's monthly mortgage. Daniel weaves through the crowd, searching. He spots Emily near the edge of the tent, speaking with an older couple. She laughs at something the man says. Genuine laughter. The kind he hasn't heard from her in years. Maybe ever. Alexander stands beside her, one hand resting lightly at her back. Not possessive. Just present. The triplets are nearby, held by a nanny who rocks them gently. They're sleeping now, tiny faces peaceful. Daniel's children. His chest aches looking at them. Emily's eyes find him across the tent. She says something to the older couple, excuses herself and walks toward him. Each step feels like judgment. She stops 3 feet away. Close enough to speak privately. Far enough to maintain distance. Daniel, she says. Her voice is calm. Neutral. Emily. His throat is dry. You look beautiful. Thank you. Silence stretches between them. The band transitions to a new song. Guests laugh somewhere behind Daniel's shoulder. I didn't know, he finally says. About the babies. I didn't know you were pregnant. I know. If I'd known. You would have what? Emily tilts her head slightly. Stayed with me out of obligation? Pretended to be faithful? Used them as leverage? Each question lands like a blade between his ribs. I would have been there, Daniel says. I would have helped. Like you helped with Sophia, Mason, and Lily? Emily's expression doesn't change. By forgetting their birthdays? Missing school plays? Coming home drunk and angry? I made mistakes. You made choices. Daniel flinches. Emily glances back at the triplets, her face softening when she looks at them. Then she returns her attention to Daniel. I brought you here because our older children asked if you'd attend, she says. Not because I wanted you here. Not because I forgive you. But because they deserve to make their own decisions about their father. Can I? Daniel's voice breaks. Can I meet them? The triplets. Emily considers this. Behind her, Alexander appears, moving to her side without speaking. His presence is quiet but absolute. Not today, Emily says. Today is about celebrating what I've built. Not revisiting what you destroyed. Please, I'm sorry. I know I was terrible. I was selfish and cruel, and I threw away the best thing that ever happened to me. Tears blur Daniel's vision. But I can change. I want to change. Give me another chance. Emily's expression remains unchanged. Do you remember the hotel lobby? She asks quietly. Daniel nods, unable to speak. Do you remember what I was wearing? The bear costume. Shame floods through him. Do you know why I wore it? I asked you to. For the kids. No, Daniel. Emily's voice is still calm. Still devastatingly gentle. I wore it because you told me it would make you happy. That seeing me humiliate myself in public would be cute. That making myself small would somehow make you love me. Daniel opens his mouth. No words come. I don't hate you, Emily continues. But I also don't need your apology. That moment, watching you carry her up those stairs while I stood there in that costume, that was the moment I realized I'd been apologizing for existing our entire marriage. She steps back. I'm done apologizing. Emily turns and walks away. Alexander follows, his hand finding hers. Daniel stands alone in the center of the celebration, surrounded by 300 people who aren't looking at him. And for the first time in his life, he understands what irrelevant feels like. Media begins questioning Daniel's past behavior. Emily walks away without looking back. 2 weeks after the wedding. Daniel's phone hasn't stopped ringing. But not with opportunities. With consequences. The first call came from his largest client. Portfolio withdrawal. No explanation given. Just, we're moving in a different direction. The second call came from his firm's managing partner. We need to discuss your behavior. Complaints have been filed. The third call came from his lawyer. Vanessa is suing for breach of promise. She claims you proposed marriage. Did you? Daniel can't remember anymore. The days after the hotel lobby blur together. Promises made. Lies told. Women who believed him because he was good at being believed. Now the bills are coming due. His social media, which he barely used, has become a minefield. Someone leaked photos from the hotel lobby. Him carrying Vanessa. Emily in the bear costume, visible in the background. The comments are brutal. Imagine humiliating your pregnant wife like this. She was pregnant and he made her wear that while he cheated. Alexander Reed is a king for saving her. Daniel Carter is trash. His professional reputation collapses in real time. Clients disappear. Business partners stop returning calls. The firm places him on administrative leave. Code 4, we're preparing to fire you. Vanessa's lawsuit demands $2 million in damages. His legal fees will be triple that. Daniel sits in the penthouse that no longer feels like home. The view hasn't changed. The furniture is the same. But everything feels hollow. He opens his laptop. Searches, Emily Carter Alexander Reed. Hundreds of results. Wedding photos. Professional shots of Emily at charity events. Articles about Alexander's latest tech venture, with Emily listed as a strategic consultant. She's not just surviving. She's thriving. In one photograph, Emily holds the triplets, all 3 babies looking at the camera. She's smiling. Confident. Her caption reads, building something beautiful. Grateful for second chances. Daniel closes the laptop. His phone buzzes. Text from his mother. Your father and I saw the photos. We're disappointed. Don't contact us until you've figured out how to be a decent man. Even his parents have abandoned him. Daniel walks to the floor-to-ceiling windows. Stares at the city below. Lights stretching to the horizon. Millions of people living lives that don't include him. He thinks about Emily walking away at the wedding. Thinks about Alexander's hand finding hers. Thinks about 3 babies he'll probably never hold. Sophia, Mason, and Lily, his first 3 children, haven't asked to see him. Emily sends monthly updates through lawyers. Photographs. Report cards. Birthday party invitations marked optional attendance. He hasn't gone to any of them. Because showing up means admitting he has no right to be there. And Daniel Carter has built his entire life on the assumption that he deserves everything. The city glitters below. Cold. Indifferent. Exactly like the life he chose. Emily questions whether love is worth risking again. Alexander asks for permission to court her properly. 1 year after the wedding. Emily stands on the terrace of her home watching the Pacific. The house Alexander bought them sits on 3 acres of coastal cliff. Garden paths wind through native plants. A playground occupies the south lawn, built for 6 children, not 3. Because Alexander plans ahead. Inside, chaos reigns in the best possible way. Sophia, Mason, and Lily chase each other through the living room, shrieking with laughter. The triplets, now walking barely, toddle after their older siblings with determined expressions. Nannies hover nearby, but Emily does most of the work herself. Because she can. Because she wants to. Because choosing to care for her children feels different than being obligated to do it alone. You're thinking too hard. Alexander appears beside her, holding 2 mugs of tea. Emily accepts one. Just remembering. The hotel lobby? The bear costume. She smiles, but it's not bitter anymore. I keep that memory close. Reminds me what I survived. Alexander is quiet for a moment. Then, I have something to ask you. Emily looks at him. A year of marriage and she's still learning his expressions. The subtle shifts that indicate humor, concern, intention. Right now he looks nervous. Alexander Reed. Billionaire. Geo. One of the most powerful men in the country. Nervous. We married quickly, he says. For practical reasons. Protection. Stability. Partnership. I remember, Emily says carefully. And it's been good. Better than good. You've become my best friend. But I never courted you properly. Alexander sets down his tea. Turns to face her fully. I never asked if you wanted romance or if you just wanted safety. I never gave you the chance to choose me without desperation pushing you forward. Emily's breath catches. So I'm asking now. Alexander takes her hand. Gentle. Patient. Emily Carter Reed. Would you let me court you? Properly. Slowly. With flowers and dates and ridiculous romantic gestures that will probably embarrass us both. Tears blur Emily's vision. We're already married. I know. But you deserve to be chosen. Not rescued. Chosen. Emily thinks about Daniel. About 9 years of feeling like an inconvenience. About hotel lobbies and red dresses and staircases that led away from her. Then she thinks about this past year. About Alexander teaching her financial literacy. About late-night conversations where he listened without fixing. About the way he parents her children like they're precious instead of burdensome. About the way he asks permission instead of taking what he wants. Yes, Emily whispers. I'd like that. Alexander smiles, rare and genuine, and kisses her forehead. Inside, a child screams with delight. Something crashes. Laughter follows. Emily turns toward the sound, already moving to check on them. Alexander follows. Partners walking forward together. Behind them, the Pacific crashes against cliffs that have stood for millennia. Constant. Unchanging. Inevitable. Some things endure because they're meant to. And some apologies come too late. Emily closes the terrace door. Doesn't look back at the ocean. Doesn't need to. She's already home. If this story moved you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear that walking away isn't giving up. It's choosing yourself. Because some women only need to leave once to change everything. And some men realize too late that love isn't about power. It's about partnership. The bear costume was never cute. But Emily's resurrection? Absolutely beautiful.